Hi guys, it is Black Spring with Autumn on your, what day is it again? It's Tuesday. I'm just dropping in with you just a second because I just want to make, I guess, a few comments on this, this situation with the Roe v. Wade. And I've come up of Okay, so I've actually cross-referenced. Good morning, Mindy, 1951. I've cross-referenced a couple of articles on it, and I just want to start off by saying, this has been an ongoing, debate, and of course things get conflated and they get manipulated. The opinion of the American people or the American public when it comes to certain issues, it's usually the ruling class or the majority gets to kind of run that show, gets to manipulate and gets to purport things the way they want. However, the AP is one particular article that I thought presented the best scope of what I can tell right now. They basically present, a look at the extent and of course the opportunities, and it shows the potential and the limitations with the political limitations involved. Of course, in that particular article, it even has, people, of course, Hillary Clinton has to weigh in on everything because she is some type of whatever, and I guess in her mind, some type of elite bedrock or flagship of women. She thinks of herself as some type of voice for women, or the some type of apex, I guess, of women here in the country. But in the AP article, they have, of course, even Nancy Pelosi weighing in, and I consider Clinton more of a relic in my mind. But I just don't know. To me, the question is, I don't know if it matters whether it's a leak or not. I mean, I do, of course, when it comes to the integrity and this high court, there's just so many. I just feel like we're just, as a society, these institutions are just not what they reflect more of Roman Empire to me. They're not these grandiose institutions that are, that are just absolutely flawless. And I just don't, our institutions, I don't regard them the same anymore. And it seems all they do, we end up kicking the can down the road or transferring power or transferring things back to the states. And I just don't see, I just don't see how this is going to get resolved. I think it's going to continue to stay. I don't know if this really means anything. Is it going to be in time for a summer of rioting, and a time for incite of violence against those who disagree with the other faction? What are they going to do to silence? You also have your wild card Chief Justice Roberts. That's why I went with this particular article from the AP, because you can't forget all the players that are involved. You can't. So I'm just going to pull this up really quickly. I'm just in and out here. But I'm just, after looking at the scope of this thing, what are we really accomplishing if this thing just kind of gets pushed down, if it just becomes more of a states' rights, issue? Because you have liberal states already. I mean, California's already an abortion sanctuary. New York, what is it? Hochul. She's already saying people can come there and they're going to be safe and they're going to be able to do whatever they want. So is this going to stop? Is this going to end abortions? I don't think so. But there is supposed to be a ruling, I think, set for late June, maybe early July. I just don't know. We keep trotting these issues out, whether it's via leakage or, I was looking for the actual can we see the brief? Can we actually see Justice Alito's his actual opinion? Can we see an actual copy of it? Otherwise, it just seems like they're just kind of throwing out collateral for the midterms. Is all what, to me, it's what it means. They don't really care about how this affects anybody's life or, what might happen along the way. It's just going to be a very inflammatory, a very inflamed summer we're about to go into, a very inflamed whatever midterm matrix we're about to go into. So I just wanted to comment on it. Because from what I understand, the whole premise of Roe v. Wade was not quite under accurate pretenses. So, I've heard everything from people, the radicals, pack the courts with women and do this and do that. I mean, I don't know. I just think we're going to be just dealing on a political circus. I think until these midterms are done, I think is what we're about to do. And the summer, and they get it all heated up for the summer. Who knows, what else might happen? What else might happen in that? So is it a question of the authenticity or the validity of this draft? Because, of course, there's other cases. Mississippi, I believe, was the case that was in question. And there's some that have purported that, this is a liberal of a liberal faction actually leaked this thing out. So, I don't know. I'm sorry, but the Supreme Court is not the holy, is not the Holy Grail or the Holy Vatican for me either. I mean, you might have a conservative 6-3 majority, but you still got Chief Justice Roberts, and he's going to do whatever. He's going to do whoever, under who he's accountable to. All these people are accountable to some other faction, and it has nothing to do with the people, in my mind. Let me just go through here and read some comments because I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to say, whatever opportunities for change or to stop the madness in the amount of murdering that's going on, it's going to be squelched by political and special interest. We've got a dark market. You got the feminists. You've got the risk of people being, tortured or mobbed because of their opinions. I just think that this is their way of stirring it up, getting it going. We're going to have a summer, not of love, but a summer of torture and mob and, torture of threats and you name it. All in the name of the midterms, all in the name of the Matrix. Okay, so hello again to Mindy 1951. Mindy 1951 says, Ms. H. Clinton has never spoke for me. This abolishment always comes up every election year. Gary Gage says, yes, it's midterm politics. Notice also Antifa is suddenly active again. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Here comes the waves. Here comes the waves of their little, their organ. BLM will be out there any minute now, okay? Life on the X, how are you? So, yeah, I just kind of wanted, I'm just saying, so far, Politico is the one I think that released this thing. However, Politico released it, but the source is not being disclosed, I guess. And I don't think they're going to disclose it, okay? I really don't. If they knew, they won't do it anyway. So yeah. I don't know. Like I said, if it's not overturned, whether it's overturned or not, it's not going to stop these people from doing what they do. Okay? It's really not. And then I think the only other thing I wanted to add to it, I just thought that the AP did a much more, yes, Life on the X. I just think that the AP gave you a bit more pieces. They gave you a little bit more of on the objectives, as well as, potentially what it takes to carry something like this, how it could be carried out amongst the states, because the states are already doing Many of these states are already doing what they want to do. Whether it's 26 that are going to, they're not. It's not going to be an ultimate ban. It's just going to, I think, limit what. It's just going to go back to the states, and they'll end up having to decide what their parameters are, for it. So let me go on here really quickly. So yeah, I just think that the scope or advancement of any society or any fraction of people and their advancement and their health is basically affected by a lot of social engineering and the politicians and the government. Because I think they've stifled a lot of things. The scope of many things, they're running the roost. And you haven't heard from Nancy Pelosi on anything on food shortages or gasoline or anything else for the welfare of the people, or them using their enumerated powers anywhere else. All you hear about are these 3-letter agencies. All you hear about are the CDC these days, the FCC, and this Twitter situation. Or you hear about the CDC, FCC. That's what you hear, DHS. It's like, oh, well, Congress could weigh in, and every now and then they trot out something. And like, who wants to hear from Nancy Pelosi? She believes in reproductive rights. Everybody knows where she stands on this. She's in a state that considers themselves an abortion sanctuary. Do you really need to hear from her? And Hillary Clinton, what do we really need to hear from her? Why do we need to hear from these people? I don't care to hear from them. So yeah, so according to this, this is the apnews.com is where I'm getting this from. Is where I'm making my own summation or my own, drawing my own theories on. Is according to this, it's that the draft opinions suggest that the High Court could overturn Roe. Okay, if they, like I said, it's not going to. Somebody said something this morning earlier that I thought, it's like we're having miniature funerals all over the country these days. That's all we ever do. They just, killing off the population just randomly, and what else did I learned? There are many earlier civilizations or societies that were savage like that, sacrificing kids and ruling over people and spellbounding, and this is just another way for them to draw out some more darkness. Who knows what else might come out of this. It's not going to be good, and it's not going to stop people from aborting kids, whether they can do it, whether they can, and then they want to conflate, oh well, they can come here and get it Hochul out of New York, so well, they can come here and get it safe care and reliable care. So it's care, right? It's like they just romanticize everything. These people are bewitched, okay, going along with all this stuff, and you can't save them. So you'd be more likely to get hit by a bus than to save any of these people from themselves. They're not. And for the kids, you have all kind of choices. You have many choices before you get to that one. That's all I can say. Nobody's perfect. No, I'm not. But it's the main people, the thing that I hear about, the thing that I find the most people that are pro-abortions are the ones that are not aborted. Somebody gave you a chance. But then my bottom line is, how does humanity continue with all of these measures that are against us right now? I'm just saying, just a little food for thought there. How does it continue? How? So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to sign off here. And I don't know, it may come back later, but I don't have a whole lot on that. But, what is it? The blockades, barricades that are all up around the... it's the theater. You got it right. They trot out the barricades, blockades around the White House, around the Supreme Court. That's just, I guess they keep them on hand, right? But wonky times, and I think the summer is going to be pretty crazy too. Let's see. Mindy 1951 says these people haven't gotten a new playbook in years. Good morning, California Dreaming in NYC. I appreciate that for your support. Thank you. And she says they won't give me a transplant because I refused the boxing trials. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you can get, I don't know. I hope you can get some help that you need. I really do. California Dreaming in NYC. And then Mindy 1951 says we have been warned about, quote, death panels years ago and nobody believed it. Gary Gage says, I hope your day is filled with flowers and ice cream. Black Spring. I don't know. I got flowers last week that I'm trying to revive, and I have a fig tree that I'm trying to revive right now, but nothing as decadent as ice cream. But I will check back in with you guys later. But if you have anything else, on this, you guys can put it in the comments. But yeah, I think you're right. This comes up. They keep this thing on rotation. It's on a loop. But I don't think it's going to be the real beginning or ending of anything, okay? I just think it's going to rile these people up and keep them in the matrix and keep this whole left, right. I mean, if you guys didn't notice, when you put red and blue make purple, okay? It still does. Red and blue make purple. And we've seen purple everywhere. I've seen purple for the last 3 years more than I ever want to see it. But there's a sign. We're on their clock right now. We're playing by their rules. So just keep that in mind if you're still in the matrix. If you're heavily in the matrix right now. Yeah, so all right, guys, I will see you later. If I have anything else, we'll see. I might come back later. All right, have a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye for now.